All right. Welcome everyone to the live stream. I am Allegra Jackson, the founder of Women into Networking Win, here with Sarah Curcio, our Win Programs Manager. And we're going to talk today about some of our updates. We're going to go live to make sure you guys have that inclusion into what's happening behind the scenes at WIN. I will be talking about everything from our WIN events to our programs to our projects. And I have Sarah here to share on her side what's happening as well. First and foremost, welcome to WIN. So if you've never been a part of WIN, I want you guys to join us. There's so many amazing spaces we have in here, from in person, online. You get to grow in our space from, not having a business, but wanting to be an entrepreneur, to just personally developing yourself. And then also we do have spaces where you can grow immensely, to develop yourself and to be around other entrepreneurs. So without further ado, we're going to start with just talking about what we do here at WIN. Sarah, I want you to talk about the programs department first and foremost, and then we're going to get a little bit into how those programs work for you as a member of WIN. So Sarah, I'll pass it over to you first.
Sure. Hey, everybody. As Allegra said, I'm Sarah Curcio. I'm the WIN's program manager. So basically, the programs that I manage are the leaders, ambassadors, mentors, and the Winterns, which are our college interns. I work with them. I teach them social media, and I work with the mentors, leaders, and ambassadors, and I train them so that they can do the networking events within their local communities, so that the mentors can have that mentor-mentee relationship with our interns. It's all intertwined, and we've been growing recently too. We've expanded our virtual chapter, the New Jersey chapter, Florida chapter. So we're still looking for a couple more ambassadors for some of our other chapters as well, but we definitely have grown over this past year since we've became a nonprofit organization. So if you are interested in any or all of the above, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to have an interest call with you, send over some SOPs, the training that we have, just so that everything feels clear and smooth if you are interested, and we can go from there.
Absolutely. Thank you for addressing that, Sarah. We have so many opportunities for our members. And membership is one of our programs that we have not launched. We actually have membership as an incentive because we know that our members need to have that guidance to grow from, knowing how to network online, how to network in person. And so we do guide our members through our events and also through our programs to make sure you guys have that support. Now, I will say this, Sarah, for the members, and I will shout out the members who joined this past month. I do want to kind of give them a blast here on this channel. But for our membership program, a lot of the things that we've provided is encapsulated behind our WIN portal, right? And we say that because when you join us on the WIN membership, not the Facebook group, not the Clubhouse house, right?
Yes, a lot of people get confused with that, and I'm glad you're bringing that up to clarify it.
Absolutely. And the reason why I think it's so important is because we created a membership originally designed to make sure that we create safe spaces. So whether that safe space is online, offline, in Clubhouse, on Facebook, those are all part of our WIN community, but it's under the umbrella of our actual membership, which means that if you are a WIN member on our website, you can be a basic WIN member, you can be an elite WIN member, VIP, or as Mrs. Ernest and Lashana West for the last 2 years, a corporate sponsor and corporate sponsor and corporate partner. These are levels of membership that were created to give you room to grow wherever you are in your business. So the top tier membership, which is that, that place where, you have the business and you're growing the business, but you don't have a lot of time to specifically be in our spaces all the time. We will promote you. We will put your business out there in all of our WIN events and spaces. We'll make sure that we put you in our marketing funnels. And we also establish community with you as well. So you always get access to all of our events, most likely complimentary, right? Like our corporate members get the best of the best. But if you are basic or elite or VIP, those memberships they grow in scale. So we ask that you join it at least as a basic member if you're in the Facebook group, if you're on Clubhouse, because that is a zero floor membership. Like Sarah, I want you to talk a little bit more about that, because the fact that you brought that up to to be created, this was not my idea. This is not something that we originally had, but Sarah, in her genius self, said we want to give everyone a way that they can access, even if they cannot pay for a membership. And this is what we came up with. So, Sarah, tell them a little bit about the basic membership. I can go into a little bit more of the other levels, but tell them why you wanted them to have that access, why that was so important.
Well, I remember being a part of another networking group that did different levels like that. They had bronze, silver, and gold, and their bronze was the free level. So you got to get into the space with limited benefits, but it was a step up from just being part of a Facebook group. You kind of got to see some of the behind the scenes and see if this could be your tribe, if this felt aligned with you and your business. Then you could decide from there if you wanted to level up to elite or VIP and get access to all the other benefits that we have encompassed with it. So that's why I wanted to do it, because I know I had the opportunity to do that in another group, and it helped me decide that yes, that group ended up not being for me. And then I kept moving on and kept looking. And that's what I wanted everybody to have the opportunity to do, to decide, yes, this group is for me. I want to keep being here. I want to keep growing with them. Or no, I'm not really sure yet. And, maybe those people come back in a year, maybe they won't, but they have the opportunity to make a proper and informed decision on it.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, and I'm happy that you were able to support people, because we noticed that as soon as we launched that floor membership of the basic members, it skyrocketed. We had people joining month after month, really looking to get access into the win, and then seeing where they fit, and then growing from there. I do encourage people too, like, make sure you level up, because don't stay stuck in the basic membership. It gives
Yes.
access, but it doesn't give growth, right? We want.
And Zay is actually a prime example of how that worked, because she started out as a basic member. She kept sponsoring different events, and now she leveled up to elite, and now she is the newest New Jersey ambassador. So she's like a prime example of how each level kept her growing in the community.
That's amazing. Shout out to Zay, which is our newest Win ambassador in New Jersey. And really excited because I was able to meet her at the holiday kickoff New Jersey had last year. And being able to encounter, I want to say encounter, because Zay was so, she's like a bubbly, fun personality. She wants to do big things, and so I
Mhm.
love that about her. And then when you said she was growing in the win, that was like fabulous, because we love to utilize people who have, like, these amazing gifts. And you can tell when someone is in a leadership, like, you're a leader before you do the position. So
Oh, yeah,
we
most definitely.
so we loved it. I personally was just super excited. Um, but what I do want to emphasize, like you just said, is that when we do grow in our memberships, right? And so we pay to play. And we love the fact that we're investing in ourselves. Now, if anyone has questions about membership, we do have a membership program that we will be launching. I'm beta testing some things right now. But I do want you all to start getting ready to involve yourself in membership. Why? Because community requires commitment. And I do believe that you can start community without commitment. I just don't believe it's sustainable. And in order for us to continue to grow, we want to make sure that we're sustainable. And so that's why we always encourage you guys to grow. with us in community and questions about that, hesitant, like, oh, I want to be a VIP, but I don't know what that looks like. Let me ask questions. We always have a booking calendar that you can schedule calls with myself or Sarah at any time that we're available. Sarah, is there anything you wanted to say about that
Um,
before I
I
move
I
on?
I would just say make sure you check out the website, go to wincommunity.org because we really do have so much information on there that can give you an idea of, yes, do I want to participate in this? Do I want to participate in that? There's so many different avenues, from the win conversations to the programs to the actual events. And then there's even the benefit page, like Allegra was saying, so you can go there. I'm even going to make some updates recently from different things Allegra and I have been talking about. So really keep your eyes peeled because there's tons of information on there. And that's really where you need to go, more so than even just the Facebook group, because the wincommunity.org website's where you're going to get the information you need. Allegra, are you there?
Absolutely. I don't
There
know.
you go. You just
I'm
kind of
still
froze for
delayed.
the second, but you're good.
It snatched me a little bit. Am I back?
Yep, you're good.
Am I? Okay. I just hope I don't have a delay. All right. So, guys, with Sarah, also want to just run through real quick the programs that you guys can participate in when you do up yourself in the Win community membership. So the memberships we already covered, Sarah. I do want them to know that as a member, they can participate in being a mentor, in being a leader, ambassador, and also, even with what's the other program that we have?
Leaders,
Interns. So
ambassadors,
we, you
mentors,
know what I'm
interns.
saying? Because our interns do come from vetted schools. Yeah. So talk about that, Sarah. Let them know more about how, as a member, they can be involved in our programs.
Okay. So if you're interested in becoming a mentor, you're going to work one-on-one with our college interns. And what happens is I will actually match you up. And the way I do that is I collect the resumes of the interns, I have them write an introductory blog post and provide all their social media links. And I also have forms which the mentors and the mentees fill out, so I know what task that you want your mentee to participate in within your business and what task the interns are interested in learning about and growing their skills for their digital portfolios. So all of that together is how I go about and match you. All these students are in a lot of programs that have to do with marketing, communications, PR, business administration, psychology. So all things that they can help you with when it pertains to your business, from email marketing to social media posts to blogging and SEO. If you want them to do some market research, they're always interested in doing things like that as well, and many more tasks. So that's how the interns, which we refer to as winterns, are paired up with the mentors. And that's where that mentee mentor relationship builds and those two programs intertwine. So if you are interested in that, of course, you reach out to me, have a discovery call with me. Um, I usually go over everything with you. I'll do some training. I'll ask you to write a list of potential tasks that you want your mentees to participate in, and I help you grow along those lines with that program. But if you're interested in something else, say if you're more interested in helping with our quarterly in-person networking events, what we do is we have either the leader program or the ambassador program. So the difference between those two is that the ambassadors support the leaders. The ambassadors can help with things like finding potential sponsors or helping you promote on social media, helping put the bougie bags together, but the leader runs runs the show. They will help find the different venues. They'll help build the relationships with those potential venues. They'll help decide what food vendors to bring in if we need it, depending on where you are having it. But the leaders will help decide what activities, and you will work with your ambassadors for support, because nobody wants to do it all alone. In addition to being the programs manager, if you don't know, I'm the New Jersey leader, and I have two wonderful ambassadors, Ali and Zay. And we had some bumps in the road with our last event that was yesterday. We had a problem with the venue because the place was closing down. So we worked together as a team, and we got everything done within a 2 week span. And we had a wonderful event. To get an idea of what that looks like, if you join the Facebook groups, you can see some of the pictures that are posted there from our most recent events. Leaders also come up with different themes for the event. This one was our mompreneur theme. The one before that was based off of Women's History Month. So there's a lot of different things that encompass it. But as the leader, you make sure every area of your event is running smoothly. And if you need support, that's when you kind of delegate out to your ambassadors. Okay, can you help me out with the sponsors, or can you help me out by going and picking up certain items, and like you divide and conquer together. So if you are interested in becoming a leader and starting a local chapter in your area, please reach out to me, because currently we have our Atlanta chapter, our Houston chapter, New Jersey, and our Florida chapter for in-person events. And then of course we do have our virtual chapter, which also does quarterly events, but they do them virtually over StreamYard or Zoom. So that's kind of like a little bit of an overview of each program and what you would get out of it if you decided to participate in them.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for giving me that time to switch out too.
No
The
problem.
internet here is really crazy. But I love even listening to the programs, because a year ago we were not here. If any of you remember, if you've been in WIN and you've been in the WIN that long, then you know that we have definitely escalated and evolved through this process. And Sarah has been the main fuel to that, because without Sarah, we would not have such, increased measure in these programs, the organization of it, especially with the WINternship program, because that I believe is closest to Sarah's heart when it comes down to the WINterns, and just being able to guide the youth. When I think about these programs, it kind of leads me into, more things that the members get to be involved in. So clearly, when you become a member, when you level up, you become more involved in those areas, because those things I've seen not only impact their lives, but impacts their business, right? It's like, I think even you, Sarah, took the process of building the internship program, and now you have an internship program.
Yes.
Then we have other members that have actually taken the internship program ideas, and they now have their own interns and staff members, and they just utilize that space to grow in. So I encourage any of our members, right, utilize these programs, because they are so beneficial, not only for you personally, but for the growth of your business. And we are a business networking community, so if we're going to do something, be intentional about that. I also really want to, encourage individuals to not be afraid to just join. I had someone say, "Oh, I'm really, really committed to so many things, and I don't want to commit to anything new." And that's fine, because if you're going to be in this community, the way that our core values work, we want to make sure that we can streamline you to success. Okay. We're not like a sit down and just kind of be stale and stable community. We are stable, but we're sustainable. So we're always growing. So we love the fact that we can see through our members, which I do want to talk about some of our upcoming events and activities. Sarah, you've been working on one of our initiatives, which is the WIN Takeover Lives. We are going to be featuring some of our members who are been in our community for a while, and some who have just joined the community. We have two different ways that we look at this. We have people who are growing from the ground up, and then we have individuals who are joining in our community and they're growing from where they are. Sarah, can you talk a little bit about that initiative? And I think we've selected everyone already. So this is also why you have to be a WIN member because when we have these initiatives and these activities, we're going to be looking at who is actually committed and involved in our community. Sarah, I'll pass it over to you for that description of the WIN Takeover Live.
Sure. So, like Allegra said, we're thinking of doing a startup win live takeover and a seasoned win live takeover. So, the startup is for people who are, say, within like their first year or even expanding onto that as they have grown as an entrepreneur and that they have done this and accomplished this within the WIN community, their time being members and growing here. So that's one aspect, because we have people who have literally launched their businesses within our community, learning how to grow and the entire process of becoming an entrepreneur, from literally building a website all the way up to, like you say, the LLC components. And then we have the other individuals who are more seasoned, who are probably in business, I would say 5+ years at least. And they're expanding services, programs, and growing and developing, and they have something to give back to everybody. They might be mentors themselves, and they want to share how they've been successful along their journey with the ups and the downs. So people don't think it's just, yep, it's just straight and clear. There are ups and downs, and we do talk about that within the WIN community as well. So that's kind of like a little preview of the takeover that we're getting set up with.
Absolutely. So everyone look out for that, because you'll be seeing some of those coming to your email and some of the things in the Facebook group that we'll share to just kind of get you guys to watch and support these WIN members as they go through their journey continuously. And it is also an example of how that is also who you are, right? You are that person taking a journey. So look at these examples of women and men who support us growing through their journey, and looking at that also being you in your journey as well. You're constantly growing, and take advantage of those opportunities that come your way. So shout out to you, Sarah, for taking over that project, that initiative. I know the WIN members are always excited when Sarah comes up with projects, because she's also done our book project, The Winning Women. If you guys have not seen that project, we actually did that a couple months back. We released our first book collaboration, and that means that if you wanted to know the stories of the women that are in our community who maybe have never shared their story before, maybe they wanted to always write a book and this is their first time writing a book, right? Like, we got a lot of wins here.
I will even
And
say
it's about 9 women, 9 of us, who were
I'll
able
even
to
say the
really
project
dive
really helped
in.
people.
And the things that came out of that, Sarah, I think were phenomenal. I don't want to skip over it, because I know that that was a powerful measure, and that's just another example of what you guys get to take advantage of. And I know Sarah's probably going to come out with another book collaboration, and you, if you want to be in that, you want to make sure that you're a WIN member at the time that Sarah looks out for that. And I believe Sarah, I don't know if you're including the basic members in these selections, but I do know that if you guys are in the elite, you're safe in all of the areas. But Sarah, what do you want to say about that book collaboration that you feel like the audience needs to hear today?
I wanted to say that I felt like I got to know the women who participated even more than what I already knew about them. And I also feel like by incorporating the projects with the programs, that's what helped to expand it more as well, because this was technically a project that we offered to people like leaders and ambassadors, and that's where the programs come in. So I feel like when we combine those two different areas, that helps the community to grow and see where they really want to get involved with. So that's definitely another reason to become a WIN member, because you not only get to participate in programs, but you get to participate in certain projects that might be near and dear to your heart as well.
Yes. And before we go over to those projects, okay, I do want to emphasize that for the pop-up projects, because we do have projects that are like like just all throughout the year. And we're going to have different things throughout those projects that you guys can be involved in that may be very close to your heart, like, you know, women's health issues, breast cancer awareness, domestic violence awareness, elderly care now has been one of our biggest conversations. And we have support systems in our projects initiatives that are able to guide you with resources, right? And we've given those resources out. So I will actually talk about that in a second because I'll end with the projects. The projects are something that is ongoing for us. And we look at this being part of our huge community initiatives. But I do want to talk about the events first because we did say that we had some things that the members can be heavily involved in. And what I do want you guys to realize is that if you are an elite and above member, you get your tickets for free and at a discount. Just FYI. Sarah, the the activities that the events that you have in New Jersey right now, I think you have something coming up in October, but you just had one. It was the Mompreneur meetup. So let's quickly talk about that because shout out to the members who showed up and still donated a ticket, even though they could get a free ticket. And just for anyone who's looking to come to that next meetup, this is your advantage. So, Sarah, talk about the meetup a little bit.
Well, the event yesterday went great, and I briefly mentioned that as an example when I was talking about the leadership and ambassador program. But yesterday's event was great. It was our second sold out event since I've been the New Jersey leader. So that in and of itself was super exciting for all of us, especially with all the pitfalls that we've had throughout it. But the venue was amazing. The food was absolutely amazing. Shout out to Liliana and Water Street Wellness because their stuff was great. And our sponsors, Lori sponsored One Hope Wine, and Catherine's beautiful Reiki infused candles were beautiful looking and beautiful smelling. So everybody loved that. We had a nice activity centered around the mompreneur theme for everyone to do. And of course, networking, because that is the heart of why we're there. We did that as well, but we definitely enjoyed it. And then we are leveling up in October. My ambassador came up with this idea, and we already have five people who volunteered out of 6 open spots for this. So we're practically filled up for we're having not only bougie bags, but we're having vendor tables at our next event. We know the space that we're having. We're going to have it at Erica's Minx Locale again because she is an amazing part of the community. She's built a relationship with us, so we're having it there again to support her. But yeah, the vendors tables is something different that we're trying. So New Jersey is going to be our beta tester with that. If all goes well, we're probably going to do a holiday vendor event at another location as well. So we can get maybe even double the amount because we want people to be able to shop and have fun and, participate in the activities as well. But yeah, that's another aspect that you have to be, a member for, at least a basic level member to sign up for to get access to that. So please, reach out to myself, Ali Zay, if you're interested. I believe we have one more spot, but of course, Ali Zay, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so we're looking forward to that as well, because that's going to be another way we level up. And leaders and ambassadors are always welcome to bring, fresh ideas to the table, because we're always open to trying something, because with marketing, you have to beta test. So that's how we look at it,
I totally agree. And my biggest thing on the side of you testing out the vendors, and I was thinking, we've also had speakers in Atlanta sign up. And if you guys want to sign up and you want to donate to be a speaker, that's a whole nother avenue of exposure. And I don't know if Sarah's going to beta test it there, but I know in Atlanta, you can always come over here. You can always speak. But I love that you've added those avenues, because there are so many ways that we need to expose ourselves in the market, guys. Sometimes it's not just about showing up and just talking to people. Sometimes you have to get your product out there. And vending is one of the most. I just went to an event this Saturday. Shout out to the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Okay, I went to their red ribbon bingo event, and I was able to meet one of my manifested, dreams. Like, I had this vision I was going to meet this radio personality. I mean, sorry, TV personality, very, very popular and famous and very, connected. So for years, I'm talking about this. And I go to the event this weekend and I literally meet the person. Okay. I knew they were going to be there, but it's one of those things where you can go and you can meet the right people to make the right connections. Okay. So that's one thing, because some of us have to show up to manifest the things that we say. Okay. So that's one way of showing up. But you also have to show up to show people what you do. And there are some companies that I've been exposed to, y'all, that I will literally listen to them forever, but I will never buy, because I don't know how the experience of that product is, especially when it comes to like skincare and stuff you put inside your body, like food. People have to experience that stuff in order to really buy it. I'm learning that now with our wine fundraisers. They're like, okay, that's great, but people have a particular palate, so they want to taste it before they buy it. So we have to be very intentional, guys, when you are going out to our Win networking events, like this upcoming event in October. If you're in New Jersey, make sure you guys sign up as a vendor, even if you're coming as an attendee. Why not put your products out there? Thank you for breaking that down, Sarah. You also have the event coming up in October. Did y'all have a date yet?
That is the event coming up in October where we're
Okay.
doing the vendors. Yeah, and we do have a date. It's the first Sunday, which I think is October 5th.
Okay. So guys, you go ahead and mark your calendars and get your tickets early. The last couple events this year that Sarah had, or one this year and one last year, I believe it was sold out. This event, this last one just yesterday, sold out. I believe that because New Jersey has been growing so immensely, they're going to continue to be sold out. So if you want to be a part of that, network and that intention, and I love watching y'all, because you can see how excited people are when they get together in our New Jersey Win groups. So I want you guys to make sure that you're part of community, commit to that thing. And also, if you're in any of our other cities, I will shout out Atlanta, because I'm the leader in Atlanta. I'm also looking for ambassadors. So if you are in Atlanta and you want to be a part of what we're doing, and you're not necessarily as active as you need to be, say you are a leader in what you do already, but you want to get more out there, you want to be more motivated and encouraged to do so. I'm looking for someone to assist me with making sure, like Sarah said, that I have that person to give me the brainstorming, you know what I'm saying, to kind of like go piggyback like she does with Allie, and also to make sure that we get all the things done. I'm also looking for that person that is not afraid to be out there where I'm at. So, if you like being
Yes.
out with people and at events and things like that, I'm looking for individuals like that here in Atlanta. And
Yeah.
for
We
our events,
definitely need Atlanta ambassador and Houston ambassador, because we have ambassadors for Jersey, virtual Florida, and I think I even have a call tomorrow for another potential Florida ambassador that reached out. So we definitely need Atlanta and Houston. So if you're in that area, just please reach out to us.
yeah, we're growing. So we want you to be a part of that growth. And shout out to Florida, because I know Clivia, our leader down there, she hit the ground running. So if you guys want to be a part of an ever growing, team, then Florida is definitely holding the bag on that. Atlanta, we have 2 events coming up right now. If you guys want to participate in any of our upcoming events in person, we have the event called, it's basically Uncorked Influence. We're going to combine our wine tasting with networking, and I have a small masterclass for you guys. And we're going to be at the Pop Up and Create Studio, which is one of our corporate sponsors, Places, Lashana West. If you guys have seen any of our past events there, you know that we not only go to, have a great time and network, we also create content. Okay. So we walk away with lots and lots of value. So I definitely want you guys to pull up to Atlanta to participate in that. We also have speaker opportunities. And for Sarah's part, when we talked in our last meeting, I do have opportunities for about 3 vendors. I'm trying to get 5 in there, but I'm gonna see what I can do. But we don't want to crowd the space. We want the attendees to have a great time just being able to, walk around, mingle, and kind of enjoy the different rooms. Also, we have another event coming up called Lux and Linked. That is the event that's going to help you really create your own brand scent. Now, a lot of us talk about this in our companies like, okay, we want to be very unique and very different. Well, what we're going to be doing in Atlanta is we're actually going to be creating our own brand scent. So, whether you want to make a candle, body butter, or body scrub, you're going to be able to combine from all of these invigorating senses because I was there. I don't know if y'all saw that video, but it's 2930. The owner of Sway, she's absolutely fabulous. Woman entrepreneur, working full-time job, babies, family, a whole business, right? Brick and mortar, mind you. And she's just doing a fabulous job. So we partner up with local establishments here in Atlanta that are women owned that we can support as well. And so this is one of those establishments. So you guys, she put together a whole wall of scents. Some scents I smell were just absolutely ridiculous, like narcissist. I didn't even know I had a smell, but it does.
Yeah,
So
that
you can
that was a name you definitely won't forget because I saw that video.
I was like, wait, what? So, for us, for me, I'm thinking about my businesses, Women into Networking, right? Can we make a signature scent that we can actually put in a candle and sell worldwide? You should be doing the same for your business. Not to mention that not only is that an experience, but it's also a way for you to get with other people, get to know their brands, for them to know your brand. And also, we're going to have a fabulous time. So make sure you guys get your tickets for those 2 events that we have coming up. And we also have one more garden party that will be coming up in July. I want to make sure you guys are ready for this because the house is absolutely crazy beautiful. The backyard is absolutely ridiculous. And so we already have a concept from our last event, which is going to be called Stories the Soil Tell. And we did see the success the first
That's
event.
clever. That's very clever. I like that one.
If you guys can see the garden from the last event, y'all, my plants are growing. My garden is growing. My mother's garden is growing. Everyone, my fiance has a plant, and his plant is growing faster than mine. So when we come to these events like the garden party, y'all, and I want you guys, if you missed the last one, make sure you come to the next one. And I believe we're doing that in July. So at the end of July, you need to come to this garden party. Hopefully, I'll have a lot of the same speakers, and we'll add some more as well. But y'all, listen, the last one was so amazing. We're just going to keep building on that momentum. If you ever wanted to learn how to plant your seeds, eat what you want to grow in your backyard instead of going to the store every time to buy food. If you want to learn how to really understand, the world we live in, I think this is such an amazing opportunity to understand that. And also to meet some fabulous women and men who support us. So that's what we have in Atlanta for events. I do believe, and I'm still looking for more brick and mortar partners and more powerful women entrepreneurs to pull up and to say, hey, I want the WIN community here. And hopefully we can fit in some meet and greets in the meantime. Sarah, I want you to go over Florida and Houston because I know you deal with the leaders so much more than I do. And I want you to talk about the events that they have coming up and where we are with the momentum there.
Sure thing. So I'll start with Houston. Shout out to Coach Val, who is our leader there. Houston had a little bit of a pause for a while, and that's why I want to shout out Valerie because she came in and is helping us, you know, breathe new life into the community. And her first event was theme for vision boards to get the year running, which was back in, I believe, the beginning of February. And for her first event, I think she had like 6, 7 people. And they really enjoyed it. They had it in a nice library setting, which is very quiet and comfortable, and you can really focus on your vision, manifestation, and your goals. So they really enjoyed themselves. I think the event went like 3.5 hours, which was amazing. And Valerie has her next event coming up, which is on the website. So if you go to wincommunity.org and you click on the tab that says events and activities, you'll be able to see all of the in-person and virtual events coming up. So she has her next one coming up in June. I believe it's at the Encore. She said it's an amazing venue. So get ready to buy your tickets because this is the second event for Houston of 2025. You don't want to miss out because she has an amazing theme plan. I believe it's to help with finances and to make your sisterhood feel secured, which I think is amazing. We all need, as women entrepreneurs, we need that sisterhood community, and we need to learn anything and everything we can when it comes to dealing with finances in our business. So shout out to Valerie for an amazing theme. And then when it comes to Florida, this is the first event in Florida that our leader Clivia is hosting. Shout out to you, Queen, because like Allegra said, you came in and hit the ground running. Clivia's been a member in the community since the conference from last year, and she has been going and going since then. She really has been an amazing member, and now she's a leader in the community. So that shows growth. She brought in Dawn, who is her ambassador. Shout out to you. And they're working together to sell their tickets. I believe both Houston and Florida have their early bird tickets. It's something that we've put into play. For 2 weeks out of the time we're selling, you get an early bird discount if you purchase soon. So get those tickets soon because I believe 1 week out of those 2 week early birds is already gone. So don't miss out. And then for Clivia's theme, let me just pull up because there was a lot that Clivia had going on.
This is
She
like
had
a
another.
chosen to win business mixer.
Yes, I believe you're right, Allegra. That was it. I just wanted to pull it up because I didn't want to misquote it. But that's something else that you can get. And I know Clivia is probably going to have some affirmations intertwined with that as well. And we really feel in the Win community that affirmations are really very helpful for people. It gets that the right feeling for the day set. We do even have the affirmation room, just a little shout out for that at 6 a.m. That's only for members as well. But it is a business mixer. Local small business owners come mix mingle, share your stories, your growth, your challenges, and any resources. So that is what is going on in Florida. And it is at the, I'm probably not going to say this right, but the Aubon Room. So that sounds like it's going to be a beautiful bougie spot. And Allegra knows we like bougie in the Win community. So again, if you're in either one of those areas, come in and check it out because you're going to meet amazing people, see amazing themes and activities, and you're going to make the connections that you need. And on one final note, we also have in July, we have our virtual event, which is run by TC, which is our virtual leader, and Nella, which is our virtual ambassador. And they have different icebreaker questions online to get people comfortable and set up. And of course, you do the virtual networking, and then they do giveaways after that for digital products. And you can be a sponsor for any of your digital products. If you have an ebook, an online course, a strategy session you want to give away, just reach out to TC and Ella because that's something, different that they have implemented that not all other virtual events I've attended do that. So that's the nice little special touch they've added as well. But I think that's an overview for what is coming up from our other chapters and leaders and ambassadors.
Awesome, incredible. Thank you so much for breaking it down, Sarah. So, real quickly, I'm going to go over the WIN projects and then we're going to get out of here. I want you all to just kind of, digest all of what we said. Go to the WIN website, make sure that you look into, which membership actually fits you where you're at, and then start getting involved right away. One of the things that I've noticed is that you can actually use WIN and our resources and our spaces as a combined effort with what you're already doing in business. That is the goal. And so we always want to make sure that community is something that you add to your plate that fits with the meal. Okay, we're not dessert, we go with the meal. Um, I want to say for the WIN projects, because it is something that, and Sarah, you made a hint towards this, something that we really want to combine with our memberships and our programs, whereas you all get involved in all the things that, whether it's a pop-up project or it's something that we already have on the calendar. We have everything from Bust Out Loud, which is breast cancer awareness. We have actually talked to different organizations. We have about 5 organizations, I believe, that we're going to be working with to provide resources, support, not only just giving you guys information on live streams, but also giving you actual physical, tangible resources that you can use. That includes, whether it's a screening, at no cost to you, whether it's you actually getting that information from a licensed, health practitioner, someone who can give you that real guidance, and being able to tell you what's actually happening with women's health. We hear a lot about what's happening in the world, but the truth is that we always guide the women because we're at the forefront of our families. We take care of the children, we take care of our husbands, our partners, we take care of our parents. So we have to take care of ourselves first. And so knowing more about what is happening with our health and being able to do something about that is going to give us more power than ever before. We're literally creating our own ecosystem here. And we won't understand what that looks like until we get involved. So we just encourage you guys when we do those launches of the Bust Out Loud campaign and say, hey guys, participate. We're going to have volunteers. We're going to have our leaders involved. We want you guys to really participate in anything we're doing, whether it's fundraising for it or being physically involved with your time. Now, the benefit of this, sorry, y'all, just got loud outside. But the benefit of this is that you guys get to be involved in community. And you know how we always say, I wish I could do more in my community. I wish I could give back more. This is how we do it. And it's not just about, one part of our health. It's an overall. We have not just our heart, but we also have other areas that we'll be focusing on. Okay, so you guys just look out for those initiatives. We also have the domestic violence awareness, which is called, what do we call this one?
Honestly, that I wouldn't know off the top of my head because you
I
really
know
have
it though,
projects.
but I know the name. It's just not coming to
I
my head right
know
now.
it's like at the tip of your tongue, and you can't.
All these names. So let's skip over that. So we'll talk about the project some more. You guys will hear more about that, but we're giving you the information now so you can digest it and move accordingly. Because as we have done podcast recordings, as we've done live stream recordings, as we have done our research through these projects over the last year, I have seen the need for us to constantly share this information. We are suffering in silence, ladies. There's just so many things that are happening with our health that we are not actually talking about. So the reason that we're doing this is to make sure that not only you get the information, whether people are talking about it or not, because we're talking about it, but you also get the information so that you can make informed decisions.
Allegra? Okay, if you can hear me, girl, you froze. But like she was saying, when it comes to the programs and projects, if you want to help us by volunteering
About
your
it.
time, that would be great. If you do want to get involved with it, if helping with women's health is passionate to you, reach out to us, because if you're at least a basic member, you can participate by doing a live with us. I just recently did a live with Dr. Al, and I did a live with Linda, the pharmacist Linda, talking about how autoimmune affects it. We have another live coming up to talk about osteoporosis prevention. So we're trying to bring different things that women suffer with to the forefront, from osteoporosis to autoimmune to mental health. I know last year we did a mental health awareness during Mompreneur Month. So I don't know if we're doing that again if we're doing like a series like that, but there's always something going on within the projects along those lines that you can help participate and volunteer in and share your expertise to help other fellow women.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking over, Sarah. We got to get out of here because
Problem.
we are at the end of the hour. Y'all know how I'm about time. But I do want to thank you all for listening in, for joining into the conversation today. We will come back next month, I believe. We're going to give you guys some updates about what is happening moving forward. If you have any questions in the meantime, you can always email us at hello@wincommunity.org. Sarah, you can email her at programs@wincommunity.org. And if you want to even DM us or reach out on social media, I think that we've been really good at being available at a lot of different spaces. So please catch us while we're available now, because I believe that as we grow, there's going to be some real limited access. And we want to be able to support you as much as possible while we're here at this level. Anything else that I missed, Sarah, or anything you want to add before we get off?
Just to go and check the events. If you are in the Houston area, get a ticket. Florida, get a ticket. The virtual event, especially too, because that one is definitely limited to, I believe, 10 people. So make sure you get your tickets now.
Okay. I wasn't sure what happened there, but real quick before we get off, guys, something that I wanted to do, and I don't want to forget to do this because we usually make sure that our members get like that introduction call. When you sign up as a member, we always want to get to know you, find out why you joined, right? And I will be reaching out to our newer members who did sign up. Okay, just so y'all make sure y'all just look out because I will be looking out for y'all. But I want to shout you guys out. So let me try and pull it up. Those members that signed up. We have Kim Hill signed up as an elite member. Shout out to Kim Hill for joining us this week. The House of Doves. I have no idea. It's like just the name of the company. So I wish I knew. Like I'm gonna look deeper and see what the name of this person is. But thank you, House of Doves, for that. Funny enough, y'all, my mother all this time has been supportive wholeheartedly. I mean, just constantly sharing, donating, supporting whatever she can. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna sign up to be a WIN member.
Actually, Kim is the one I have
I
the.
can't hear you, Sarah.
Oh, can you hear me now? Allegra? I don't know if you can hear me, but Kim is the one who I
Yeah, I
have
can hear
the
you now. Go ahead.
interest. Kim is the one I have the interest call with tomorrow for becoming an ambassador.
Yeah, so you see what we mean when we say when you sign up, you're signing up for that elite membership so that you can get into that level of our programs. Prime example, shout out to you, Kim, for being intentional about your growth and where you want to go in the WIN. But my mother, y'all, she's been heavily active. Okay, she's volunteered, she's donated, she's been at most, like I think 3 events here in Atlanta. So, and also behind the scenes, of course, you never know what people are doing behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that people do behind the scenes here. I just, she joined as a member just this past week. So guys, that's just one example. So shout out to my mom, because don't ever think that just because something doesn't happen when you want to happen. Sometimes we want, like, Sarah, imagine if we thought that everybody that was interested in WIN became a member today. We would be
Oh,
heavily
wow.
disappointed, right? We'd be like, oh, why didn't y'all sign up? Because I believe that WIN is an ever-growing vehicle for people wherever you are in your life. And that means that, like, Sarah took a whole 2 years to see if she wanted to be a part of the WIN. But it's just, I'm playing. I don't think she took that long. But the point is that we believe that that is okay and it's good.
I would say at least a year. At least a year I took before I decided to fully jump in and be the New Jersey leader, because I was in the spaces. I was on the Clubhouse house. I was in the Facebook group. I started participating in virtual events. And then I finally decided to jump in and be the
Yep.
New Jersey leader. And then a few months later, I decided I wanted to become a mentor.
Yeah, and look at you now. We'll redo it out there. So, but yeah, but just prime example. So shout out to my mom, Allegra Jackson Sr. Y'all don't know that we have the same exact name. Now you know. Shanith Williams Davis. I apologize if I said it wrong, but shout out to you, sis. And then, before that, we had Dawn. Of course, we know Dawn. Dawn's our WIN
Mhm.
ambassador in Florida. Dotson Holdings, shout out, okay? And Meredith Harris. I don't know. You know who Meredith Harris is?
Off the top of my
I don't know
head,
these
no.
people. But guess what? I will be getting to know you all. So if you have not received a phone call from me yet, or anybody that I have on staff, because I do have supportive, people on my team. So I don't want y'all to get alarmed as long as it's coming from WIN. But I do want to make sure you guys are ready to accept our call, and we want to talk to you, get to know you a little bit, and see where you fit in the WIN. Thank you guys so much for watching today. We will see you in the next live stream. Make sure you guys join our WIN conversations in the meantime online on Clubhouse, and actually get educated and get to know more about our leaders and our members. And don't forget to post in the Facebook group. We'll see y'all next month.
Bye, everybody.